All right, 93.3. We've told you earlier that we have some guests in the studios today. And today, in fact, we're going to have 1 full hour. 1 full hour. So please keep on doing the listening. If you have any question ahead, you can text us as they speak. Just text. Please, I said text, don't call. If you call, I don't mind you. So text through 0500191747 as the interview goes on. If you have any question concerning whatever they are going to talk about, please text. The text line 0500191747. You can text. I didn't say call, please. I beg. All right, so let me go to Studio 2 and welcome from Africa Faith and Justice Network. That's AFNJ. That's AFJN. Okay, Africa Faith and Justice Network. We have in the house Bahati Jex. Yes, we also have George Saku Dake, also a member in Ghana here. Okay, Jex actually comes from the US, that's Washington, D.C. And then we have George Saku Dake, also a member in Ghana here. Mr. Mawena, or Mr. Anthony Mawena. Okay, so namesake Anthony. Great to have you in the studios and from a Ethnical Association for Sustainable Agriculture and Rural Development. Okay, and Mind Market Innovation for Development. He's also in the house. We have Nana Danhoso. Yes, I love the name Danhoso. Yes, because anything can happen at any time. So as I said, Danhoso, Nana Danhoso, also a member here in Ghana. That's AFJN. And then we have Ochami Atumi, also a member, and then Nana Kowura Odamba Tidibo, the second paramount chief of Ntrobo traditional area, and also a member of AFJN Ghana, and actually he's a patron. So we have this gentleman in the house. Let me welcome them into our studios. Gentlemen, or my fathers and brothers, you are most welcome to Lonyo FM.
Thank you.
How are you all doing?
My God's grace, fine.
I always ask the question that, is it right to ask your father, how are you? Is it right to ask your father, how are you?
Yes.
Because we have Nana in the house, so I can't ask Nana, how are you? Anyway, most welcome.
Thank you.
And welcome to the Hohwe municipality.
Thank you.
All right. So, when we talk about African Faith and Justice Network, what do you stand for?
Thank you very, very much for your hospitality. Again, my name is Jacques Bahati. I am from the Africa Faith and Justice Network, coming from Washington, D.C. And Africa Faith and Justice Network stands for education and advocacy for the African people. And this organization was started 32 years ago, practically 33 years ago, by religious communities. These are priests and nuns and individual members, particularly the priests who were sent to Ghana and across Africa to do ministry of preaching the gospel of God. And they saw that there was a need to interact with the American government on issues affecting the African people. And so they set up this forum to really interact with the government and do advocacy so that they can benefit, those policies can benefit the African people.
So can you just give us a brief, okay, you said the brag, but maybe how it originated, who are those involved in this network?
Anyone can become a member, and actually at this moment we have individual organizations, religious communities within the Catholic Church, and we have actually some members in Ghana. Some of them are here in the studio, and I send greetings to Mary, who is in Accra. So anyone can join, and we have about, it's a network of 30 or so members.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, why are you here in Ghana? Why are you here in Ghana?
My brother, I am here in Ghana because we feel very passionate about the economy of our people in Ghana. And particularly, we feel very passionate about the land itself. And so we learned that here in Ghana, particularly in Volta Region, there was an American company that has come to speak to the people of Bruniwasi about the land. And they signed, the people of Bruniwasi signed a lease with this American company, and asked to find out that this was a big cheat. Imagine paying $5 per hectare per year for 50 years. $5 is about 19 cedis, and this is a big cheat. In America, 1 hectare is $17,000. And so we set up, we came here to do research to find out whether this was real. And the name of the company is called Heracles Farms.
Okay.
And we met the community, and they say, yes, indeed. And
it's true.
It is true. And some of the payments weren't made. And so we were so angry, and we started to bring about this issue and inform people that there are people who are coming into your communities, and be careful with your land, be careful what you sign.
So you've seen that selling of lands in Ghana is so cheap.
They think it's cheap.
They think it's cheap.
They think it's cheap. That's why they are proposing. My brother, let me tell you that we went to Cameroon. The same company has acquired 73,000 hectares of land for $1 per year for 99 years. So why are our people not opening up their eyes to see that you can't, you know, I can cultivate yam on a hectare of land, and that we earn more than what they are giving. And that is the message we are telling our people. Be very careful. Your land, it has value, and don't fall to empty promises. They come promise you things that you don't have: the road, the money, and the education, the hospitals, everything that you don't have. That is what they tell you they will give you. And then after you sign the document, they say, you know what, if you have an issue, we meet in Paris. And that is what they told the people in Bruniwasi. So we were so mad. So we came to the community, and I networked with Nana Tidibo, who is here with us. And he held a meeting, a town hall meeting with his people to discuss this issue of land.
Why do you think it's so necessary for you to come all the way from the U.S. to Ghana to look at some of these issues, land issues in Ghana? What does it concern you?
Yes, I am an African, originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo, though my adoptive country is now the United States. But I care about our people. My mother, my father are farmers. And we have realized that since 2007 to and around 2008, there was a food crisis. And multinational companies and Arab countries and Asian countries, even India, Japan and all those countries, realized that their people are growing in numbers, and feeding them is going to be an issue. And so they all rushed to Africa to acquire land. And that is where we are. There is an estimate that Liberia, 68% of Liberia's land is in the hands of foreigners. And if you go to many countries in Africa, people are losing land to small money and to these multinationals. So we said we have to alert our people. Colonization of Africa long ago, Kwame Nkrumah fought that, and you spoke about our Ghana's independence coming up. All this was bush, but now we grew in numbers, and the land is becoming very small. There is no way we can give it away to multinationals, but we need to keep it and cultivate it.
Okay. All right, thanks so much, Mr. Bahati. And then let me get to my senior brother, Tony, from ECASARD. Yes. Tell us about this ECASARD.
Thank you. And I would want to say a very good evening to your cheerful listeners out over there. And to start with, ECASARD is an NGO that is supported by AGRA. Okay, it's a Christian-based organization. Now, when the school feeding program was withdrawn, when the Dutch withdrew from the feeding program in 2005, ECASARD saw the need that something has to be done, because remember the school feeding program came with 3 objectives. One, which was the last one, of course, which is supposed to be boost domestic production. That was what we looked at. The first is retention, enrollment and retention. The second one is giving one good lunch, one good meal, hot meal a day. These 2 were achieved, but unfortunately the third objective was not achieved. So ECASARD had to get another organization called the MIND Project, which is Market Innovation for Development, to come into the picture, to bring the farmers together so that they can help to sustain the school feeding program. And also, we had a goal of changing the financial status of the small income or the small scale farmer to at least 50% within 3 years. Not by giving them money, but by giving them trainings, which, of course, Hohwe benefited from one of those trainings. 7 districts in the Volta region have benefited so far from the MIND project.
Okay.
That is South Dine, North Dine, Afajatu South, Bando, Hohwe, Jessica, and KJB. These are the 7 districts here. We are not only 7, we have 2 other districts. That is Pru in BA, Pru and Atibuwa in BA. So we have 9 districts. Okay, these 9 districts, we sought to come up with 10,000 smallholder farmers, increasing their income by 50%. Okay, this thing has to be done not by giving them money, but by giving them trainings, by facilitating them, training them as to what they have to do, and exposing them to markets. And one of the markets that was so big that we saw was the school feeding program. Yeah, it was the school feeding program, which was a very, very, very big market for them. Okay, so we try to link them to this caterers, so at least they can do business with them. Then the local industry, the local food industry will grow. We'll be able to boost that domestic food. We can have our food security. Okay, so I'll say in brief, this is what the MIND project or ECASARD is about.
And how you link with AFJN?
Yes, they are our partners because they seek to be running the same line.
Okay.
You are more so dealing so much with women, people who are vulnerable. In Africa or in Ghana, so to speak, we are so vulnerable. Vulnerable in the sense that we don't have that strength to go in for certain things. When people come our way with promises, we jump on to it without thinking deep into the box. We look around the box and we pick it up. But then this organization had come up that, look, we have to sit back, read whatever comes your way and understand it perfectly before you append your signature. Because once you append your signature, you've already sold yourself out. So there is nothing that you can do. So we seen this thing and looking at, MIND project trying to help the farmers to grow. We decided, no, it is very good if we should partner them. We should come together with them so that the lands that are going away can stay for our indigenes to be able to farm on and feed the nation.
Okay, so how is it going? How is it going in all these districts that districts and of course municipalities that you've mentioned?
So far, so good. And you'll be pleased to hear that in Hohwe last year, farmers were able to come together to supply caterers on credit 150 bags of rice. So if we hadn't been able to bring them together, talk with them to understand the value to take farming as business, it wouldn't have gotten to this far. It is not only here. You go to South Dine, you go to the other districts and you have the same thing going on. It is to this effect that if you pass the route going to KDB, you see an edifice there, you see with our signboard on it.
Yeah.
That was what we renovated for the farmers within the Hohwe municipality so that they can store their grains over there for quick aggregation.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much, my senior brother Tony. But let me come home and get to Honorable Dake.
Okay.
Yeah, Honorable. Meraku abena gbe ole yevugbe ganga odo mele narko gomense o tamereku na ore na for no kude this that's African Faith and Justice Network CEO hanye member le Ghana nuto ya me nuka tututu abeleko de gome hohwa na tanglo nya de na mi kude on le pegbe me
yo gba me dakpe na mon popo emi nami be mi eva mi ape e ya va la oji ne mi akonya nwi le adade mi ato epe o kpakla me sia me ke le mi abo gbese me dogbena nyasela pete me dogbena nyasela we toto ameyo cho breweniase fike mi cho e dogbera kpakla nkwanta no to metowe no gbanto nye be nye African Faith and Justice Network la nye pupo areke cho America abeleke mi afọ gbledongo ene okpo be onye ameyi okpo America top policy alo dodo o me ole ankuda on chito ope didi enya be America to kanye yovo alo America odumia onji kpola alo yovo ike odumia ji kpola ke Africa fajiru du me kpola o magatan abamio baba enye be okpolo mi de kuluvinya nya me peme pe gbogbo miato abe Dr. Kwame Nkrumah edemi la kuluvinya nya peme kake ogale mia ko de kuluvinya nya peme le movovoji edewenye be wa komia panyigba ole miansi mia pe slogan nye be nyanyigba nye la mesesen alo nyagbe nyanyigba nye nyagbe ke ba no ko wo la mesesen la gbe la siwa owo de chitrenu ogade kuluvinya nya peme le movovoji ta African Faith and Justice Network odomia gbo abeleke ope dodo le ne o se leke anigba gbogbo ade ko ba hole bronias mu to me eke mi obe 3750 hectares hectare de ka aya nye eka me ve plafan eka de ka enye agoti alo pole mechocho de ka epe ve plafan aya nye hectare de ka over 3750 hectares aya beleko gledongo ne na babia ba nyene ne o de kata CD we are sieke me de CD bla fecheo pedeka nenen penu ele eve domena alo pobe dodo iko wode Africa ton la e kenya Ghana to la e be academy kuluvi nya peme la ba no nya pani gba ho ma hefe ne chere jiu ta odomi agbo e ya nukara o pa bava e de mi nto alegbegbe e ye wona mo npopo mi be ni me mi eto aba duko brenia si to a mi Ghana be mi pa Ghana to wa pareke alo Volta Region etoto Volta Region na ga to ne penu se semi mo ta mi ko do mi ado kyoji klopo kwekpere mbe mi akonya nwele adegbe fan na mesia me le sube ne nyebe ne bi agere anyigba kokona la gboso so mesigbe eni bi gwa be multinationals obo wa doleji la na ododo nwere nti le sube echo mada fo ekemi achemi de out of Fukbe.
Brownese, that's Karachi West alo East.
That is Nkwanta South.
Nkwanta South. Yeah. Okay, Brownese. Yeah. Okay. All right. Ta yemi gado bo le enuya gomet de na operator mi. Nuka le koko homia fenyala.
La nukware me amo homia bo nya legbegbe. La bana nui le ji la ele vivitim enye gagala enye nu gagala na megede. O menya abeleke mi afo Anthony Bledongo ene. Le miato alo mia pa metiti ogede ope ehia kameta na na jo obe o ko gareve anyigba kletoko amogede o no duji o menya nu eka tututu le mo tai mi gba fan de la amobe o mia cho ko mia tole ke mi nene ma o le ma ha abele ko gbele ne imbrenia sito is for 50 years e kenya $5 e kenya 20 mi gba 20 cedi net depend 20 cedis ejorita pe vovovo ta imi nye glonya kwa o segome e o jegbepa dedele enwuti e ya modi bo mi ava yo gbo nukare mi echa nto le nkwanta nto mi echa te pero nya nyammo domabin kunda oh te pe vovovo matan bro akita
ta ne mi yo gbo sigbere ne mi denu gome na leke mi ko gbo na be okay maybe eka alo hectare kere mi ajela leke mi ko gbo na o
dodoa mia pa nyanya ba lo de made mi ogbo na made ke ma ko pa nyigba na wa investment alo wa chasi le ji o ya ke dodo ike na wo de na nye dodo ike ado nwusen akpele ado koko mia pa Ghana to indigenous alo make nya locals re na do de ji ta mia pa dodo nya be ape na chasi enu veve reka me ya si chacha ape na wo doin mi ba investment nu veve veton ne osuso ehia ban ega velia anyiba ape ton lia nwusen ke okowo do apele nunya e kokopere nwusen nti mia o tola gal sorry anyigba le miasi tami ko nyapa anyigba ko kpere onti plus we wazu enu ekemi ami ko kpere do onti wazu mienu yana yofu gbe partnership ne onye partnership la na nyebe vide vala mi mere do man akpa ton akpa ni anyigba to cho akpa de ka ta ne do le ji le chichi la ke ma yo cho le vide po ya ke me ne play la si ko SRP mi e choin e ga ike ne kone meten na be okpo njeje e ga zu hia to de ji ewu ya ke ne zu partnership la ne no nyonyo ko ya chele nyonyo ya ke ne ya che ne gbegban la ko ya che lose ko enya be enyu na mi ube na play la si abanyigba gbogbo mi na play la si mele chitre chi de mia gagbele ake be mele chitre chi de mia nto mia panyigba ji no pe nya ohun ti ake gbogbo ike wa kona multinationals 99 years
prega vide
play $5 alo $1 I mean nyenwe kele frenami atami le chacha play nya nyele
yo. All right, so 93.3 time fast approaching some 10 minutes to 5 and we have in the house that's members from the African Faith and Justice Network. We have our panelists in the house. Very soon I'll be getting to our Nana, yes, the Paramount Chief, to also tell us his experience about this program. But let me come to you, Bahati. When we talk about land grabs, I think you've spoken you've said something about it, about this kind of land grabs and other things. But what actually, apart from you looking at the whole thing as if maybe like they are, let me put in this cheatiness in quotes in terms of land. When we talk about land grabs, what are we talking about here?
What we are talking about here is multinationals, individual countries, and individual elite acquiring big tracts of land. In the process, there are human rights abuse. In the process, women's rights are sidelined. And in that process, there is no free and prior consent of every member involved in the process, and the process is not very transparent for the people to really be informed about what kind of documents they are being signed. You will be surprised to know that in the Brenuasi case, the lease, the land lease, wasn't read at all by the landowners. And they just took them to the hotel and they signed off the papers to find out there were so many things within the contract that if they knew, they could not have signed it. So when one of these aspects are affected, then we call that a land grab. Okay. Land grab is not me selling a plot to my neighbor. That is just fine. And we are very concerned about really people acquiring too many hectares of land for very cheap and in the process cheating our people.
All right. I saw something. AFJ trains female leaders of local communities. How does this female leaders, and I'm sure if you are talking about female leaders here, we are talking about queen mothers. How are they involved in this issue?
Yes, as part of our prevention and awareness campaign, on the 3rd of September last year, we held a conference for Queen Mothers, the Queen Mothers Association in Ho, and we held the event at...
That's Queen Mothers in the Volta region?
In the Volta region.
Okay.
We held the conference at the House of Chief in Ho. And so the goal is that our mothers, whatever economy they are involved in, land is what is giving them income. Once land is acquired, the first thing is that the women lose their income. And you will be surprised, once the lease is signed, they tell you can't go fetch water in that land, you cannot go take firewood in that land, you cannot go get medicine in that land, you cannot go hunt in that land. And when you put the picture together, if we give our land to foreigners, And we are taking the income out of the pocket of our mothers and our sisters. When you go everywhere, go to Accra and even here in town, our mothers are selling the products of land. Now you give it to an individual who is rich or a company that is already rich. You are giving away billions of dollars from our own household to the one who is already rich. That's why we are insisting that this economy of our women have to remain intact and have to be improved otherwise.
So do you see that their economic development is threatened?
Indeed, far more threatened than what we can even think, because our mothers, they paid our tuition selling bananas, selling plantains. Today I was happy on our way. We stopped and we bought some fried plantains. That money is the money the woman is going to give to the child to go to school tomorrow. So we are very concerned about that economy of our mothers taken away and given to a few who are already rich.
All right. Thanks so much, Bahati. Let me get to Nana now. Nana, I don't know if Nana will speak the Akan language. I don't know. Who will speak? Nana? Yes, I can. All right. Nana, Yamakwaba Bium. This African Faith and Justice Network, we member of Ghana, also a patron. Nana. When the Ndiamua and Pacho send on Hufa sa program with this African Faith and Justice Network.
Yo, mpesimi fasa kwanya etia atiefu awotie ewo Nbanyo FM. Hai. African Faith and Justice Network. Eye ekubia ewo abrichimam America abrichimam. Awahwe yen abrimamfo iyedi ho ye nyasa nkrofei ewo ye ho brewani ase womra eye abrofu ekuo bi a wosi waba bedom me efu ewo breni ase ewo askoko zongo ni fantinko entem ho no ena obai se wabesisi no eho na yenyasa nkrofei eye African Faith and Justice letofoi eba yentem kese woti sa ankrofo nka se wonam HC eye abibrimfo nyemika ni se efse okọ America Cameroon mamu no okoje won sase HC wo nti wodi achi be hu no woje se won wa Ghana ene wodi achi be hu se wabedu brenya se mamu eje yen sase nti wo ba se oba abeboa se ne be ya what in fact, Biaso and CCA. But Mrs. Say, Sakui, and yet Patiku, and it's a mina not medium wajim. Yen say, young, none 40 year, young party sim. Now, one would buy so wabbe boyen. I am fee or how mu said Titimrenum, and Rofubet CC and Nanum, it don't call, and Quasumuno, or by so wabbe, and it's a medium wajim. Seven Simba, send a bear, ye better, sir. And perform Begisa, Yen Sassi, Issiciano, Miss Mebois, near the Sancrofui, Afi, or Harimu. A woman, Yasiti say, a year and Brofi say, Omoba, Yen Abimuha, or Adimian, Nedicani say, Oba Abe Bois, Yen Abibi, Mamfo, Adian Sassi, na boy and Senebea, Yebena, Numaye. Nanso, Oma Gain, Munusoli say. Obabehwe agi esase na aboa won ama won anya dwumaye won mikrofo na won anya dwumaye won ho no won anya dwumaye ese won befa yen eniema a wodi befa aye ntimi mfa nya hwe no se bia ebe abe anase obedo bibi se nkekrenua na odi akom ho na won de akoche won factories mu ana won industries mu na aboa won na yedie omakuyasem brena Heracle Farms eba breniase no ahyase no woni breniase empanifo a menka ho bi eye ntise ne kan se memorandum of understanding o kan nima pi a obeya boa eye breniase man nanso ɛkɔ mfie edu obi mu no ɔma ntumi anyɛ ɔmo ka sɛ mfie 9 akyi no yɛbɛhu nsɛnkyerɛnne ɔmo yɛ nneɛma bi ama yɛ ɛkɔ mfie mmienu kɔ no yɛhu nsɛnkyerɛnne biara nti na nkurɔfoɔ no afiase edi ho yaw ɔma wɔn agya wɔn nsase ama wɔn no ɛno nti African Faith and Justice Network baeɛ no yɛne gyeɛ paa ɛsɛ wɔkyerɛkyerɛ akwan a yɛbɛfa so na nkurɔfoɔ yi ansisi yɛn ɛno nti na me so mede me ho gyim sɛ yɛbɛbɔ saa dawuro yi na ɔmo ansisi yɛ Ghanafoɔ titiriw yɛmfrɛ ɔmantam mu hafoɔ nti na mede me ho gyim sɛ mɛdi wɔn akyi na yɛakyerɛw saa nsɛm yi.
Yo, Nana, yɛda ase. Nana, mpatwɔ membisa o ansana African Faith and Justice Network bɛba mo area hɔ that's Brewniase ansana ɔmbɛba hɔ no mo nsase nsɛm no ne senate ɛna sɛ ɔmo aba mo hɔ no difference bi aba mu anaa anaa nso sɛ bi aba mu anaa.
Pato yu nso sɛ bɔmpa efisɛ berɛ na ɔmo baeɛ no na yɛnya nte aseɛ nkrata no mo yɛ ɛyɛ nhyehyɛ nkrata no that's agreement no na yɛnte ase efisɛ wɔdi mmara nsɛm ɛna kyerɛɛ a yɛnte ase sɛ berɛ ɔmo bɛgyeɛ no ɔmo na ɛfa lawyer ma yɛn asasefoɔ no nti nea alɔyafoɔ no kɔyɛ no yɛnte ase na mmara yɛnya African Faith and Justice foɔ no a ɛnya awurukyɛm sɛ nkware saa nkurɔfoɔ yɛsisiɛ no ɛna yɛkɔfa lawyer no nso bɛkyerɛkyerɛ mu nti ama sɛ sesei no aborɔfo no a wɔbɛfa sesei ɛyɛ Volta Region ɔne yɛ nsa nni nsɛm a ɛyɛ den bia mu ɔno waka kyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ asɛm a ɛwɔ saa nhyehyɛ krata no mu sɛ yɛne wɔn wɔ asɛm a gye sɛ Paris France ɛm sɛ criminal court of law na ka ɛhɔ na yɛbɛkɔ akɔdi asɛm no ɔno wagye asasɛm no atonkyɛn ɛfisɛ African Faith akyerɛ sɛ kwan bi a ni wɔ a wɔne abimfoɔ bɛyɛ nhyehyɛ na wode wakɔhyɛ hɔ ɛno nti saa mmerɛ yi no sɛ deɛ yɛne wɔn tra ase we dialogue sɛ yɛne wɔn nsa ntwe nsɛm sɛ ni sɛ yɛde yɛn nsɛm a yɛhia yɛkɔto wɔn anim a yɛtena ase ne yɛayɛ nhyehyɛ na yɛn nyinaa yɛte yɛn ho ase.
Yo, me da say Nana Odampa Tidibo our Tosu Mienu Paramount Chief of Introbo Traditional Area also your African Faith and Justice Network or mo patron bako yada say Nana enti Nana obi tio sisia maybe oni traditional area mu na so tio nkan sisia asem ben potia wo de masa nkrofo no ana wo maybe wo nkrofo ana nanu mu amwo mmea wo Volta Region asem poti ben wo ka kire omo
na me wo ka kire oni se enam ensase ho asem pa de omo African Faith and Justice Network yene won adwuma no ombo made na won hu won e se om de ase won se kwan bia so a sa multinational si befa so no mbesisi ya bifo no om begina atia sankrofo no om befa kwan bia so aboa yen anye kura om ma lawyer se fia no na ne kura om be boa yen nti wo ma otie yi no se wo eye asase hu nsem titiru eye amananefo abegi na wotisi won wo ma ya sunti na ebeba na ebeboa wo.
Yo, okay, yeah, that's it, Nana. I have a text message here, but before I get to that text, anyway, Bahati, maybe you can do that. Someone is asking for those lands that have been taken already. At especially at Brewniase, are you able to retrieve the land, or because now it has been signed, so there's nothing that can be done?
See, that's why we have come to prevent any land to be signed off when it's unfair. The first action plan is to prevent. Now, land that has been taken can take very, very long and a lot of money to fight in a court. So before you sign your land off, know that you are signing, and once it's signed, the land belongs to the other person. And for you to get it back, you will pay no lawyer will sit down for you for free. But I have offered, and we offer always legal assistance. There is a legal firm in the United States, which also goes around Africa advocating and reviewing documents. So if people can get in touch with me, maybe they can benefit from such counsel. It's free of charge, and they can hire local lawyers who are honest and who will look into the matter for them. But as far as getting your land back, my brothers, my sisters, if you already signed it, it will certainly cost you. Okay. I'm very sorry.
All right. No, that question is coming from TT Hohwe. TT Hohwe, thanks so much for that question. I'm sure you've heard the answer. If you've already signed for it, it's going to be difficult. Even if you can do that, then it's going to really cost you. Anyway, all right.
But I have to say that get in touch with us.
Okay.
Maybe we have had some people bring issues and their agreement reviewed. So you don't lose what you don't have. So get in touch with us, and we can see what we can do.
All right. Going through the Volta region, have you realized that the lands that have been sold out, is it so huge that maybe in the near future it may affect us?
Actually, if somebody says, this is my land and it is my land and I can sell it, what they don't know is that what you produce feeds me. So although it's your land, it is a national land. It's of a national cause. It's a national effect. So, but together as a community, we are responsible for one another. So the land that is being sold today can affect our food security here, because most of these companies are going to cultivate products for foreign consumptions. In the introduction, I said that we have countries and multinational companies that are coming for land to produce food to feed their own people. Also, they buy biofuel to fuel our planes and so on. So that corn that is planted there, you might not see it. So it can affect the food supply within the country if we are not very careful.
All right, my senior brother Tony, how is this selling of lands affecting agriculture in the country?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Especially since we are in the Volta, we were talking about Volta region.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's affecting agriculture because most of the indigents, or most of the farmers that we have, or let me say in Ghana, our major occupation is farming. Apart from farming, we don't have anything else. Okay, apart from the minor jobs that we do, the white-collar jobs, how many are they? But you get into our villages, most of them are farmers. Now, when this foreigners come in, these multi-billion contractors come in and captures the land, they first of all tell you, we're going to give you jobs, or we're going to farm and you people are going to work. But the unfortunate aspect is that some of the things that they even cultivate could be trees, could be things that we might not need here. Okay? And then that little farm that you have in a community, or as a family member, as an individual family member, gets out, the family head or a big person somewhere comes, bring your lands together, we have something to give you. And we're having problems because when we talk about development, everybody looks at schools, roads, hospitals, everything. They forget about food security. Now, if all the lands that we have gradually start turning into oil palm farms, where comes the rice? Where comes the maize? Where comes the cassava for our gari, our belima? So these are the threats that we have. So that if we should be able to avoid some of these things, it will go a long way to help. More so when we are looking at the school feeding program. Okay? When we are looking at the school feeding program as a source for our farmers to get more money by expanding their lands. Now, if the lands are taken away, how are they going to expand those local farms for them to be able to get the monies for their pockets. They end up working out for other people by giving out the lands. So it is affecting agriculture. It's holding back people's land. People come up and they don't have the access to their own lands. Because you go for the land. I'll give you a typical example. In the east, in the central region, okay, there was an area, Ayensuyakum, where I stayed. And in this area was a parcel of land of about 120 to 170 acres. And the owner or the owners of that land had an accident, and they needed money to pursue insurance. And a well-to-do person there said, okay, I can help you. Give me your land and I'll give you the money. So they gave because they needed the money to go and chase bigger money. They gave out the money. He gave the money out,
the land,
and then took their land with the documents and everything. It became a tragic thing. They chased the land. They chased for years until I came into the picture to the area and I wanted to farm, and this thing came out. I said, how could it be? So I approached the person, and to my surprise, what the man has done to them was killing.
Wow.
Was killing, yeah. So I told him I needed 40 acres. He said, well, we would have wished to give you the land, but we are strangers on our own land because we have leased, we've given the land out, and we now do sharecropping with the person who has the land, and we can't pick firewood even from the land. I said, this is serious. I will help. So with others from outside, colleagues outside came in and helped to be able to secure the documents, and we gave it out to them. So now they have their land back.
Okay.
Of course, I don't have anything to do there again because I'm no more in that area and I don't even need it. The most important thing is the valuable lands that we have should be retained. If we are selling, no one is saying there shouldn't be development. No one is saying, Africa Faith Network, Africa Faith and Justice Network is not saying there shouldn't be development. But it should be fair, where everybody has his aspect, his portion of it. Okay. For instance, if we are, as a family here, have a parcel of land, you own a part, Kwame owns a part, Kwesi owns a part. Before that land is given out, let all these parties come and sit down together. Let us plan. How are we going to do this thing? And if we do it, what benefit is it going to give to us? Okay? But these things are not done. Somebody sits down somewhere, comes from Accra in a very big tie, and then comes to call the chief, the opinion, what do you call him, the big man in the family head, the Buzampeni, and tells the Buzampeni, can I sit with you? He sits with the Buzampeni. Oh, we are bringing experts to come and do this thing. We realize that we don't have a school. We want to do this. Then you see your native person, you see in a black person, your countryman talking to you, convincing you about the things that you don't have that are going to come to you. Then you say, as for Stephen, if I go to Stephen will not agree. Okay, it's true. Then they make the arrangements there. Then behind the clock, they sign the documents. But the Ebusiampeni maybe might not be so educated to go deep into it and read the document into details. So he just looks at, okay, it's big book. They've promised big money. They've promised it will benefit my community. Then he goes to sign. Only for him to realize that the long run that he had only signed a death warrant for the family. Because nobody can get back to that land. Remember, when they are able to get this land, you have no right to enter that field. Even, let me come closer here to the Volta region. Germany, there is a case in Germany now. Those who are doing fish rearing, they are fisher folks. And I was sad to go to the place and hear that people, the fishermen, they are feeding the fish. So all other fishes rush to that place to come and feed. And where are the fishermen going to get catch now? You can't go near the cage because they said they have bought that place. Who are they going to cry to? We have limited them, or these multi-millionaires have limited them for their resources. They've limited them for their livelihood. Okay, this thing is happening on the land as well. This is what Africa Faith and Justice Network is seeking to avoid, so that we can advise the people, okay? Then they know what they have to do. If you think you don't know so much about the legalities of land, I think it will be good you get closer to somebody who knows about land to give you the advice as to how to carry on.
All right. Thanks so much. Okay, Bahati comes in.
I want to add to what my brother just said. Remember, in the contract, you don't say, many don't say, okay, don't do this, don't do that. But there is another danger. In the in Ivory Coast, somebody got in touch with a company in I don't remember which country, and they took nuclear waste and dumped it in the suburb of the capital. In Somalia, there was dumping of nuclear waste at the coast. What I'm saying here, there is a need for the many countries to dispose of their nuclear waste, and they don't know where to bring it. Now, I'm not saying that it cannot happen, but it can. That you sell your land and they bring their nasty stuff and they bury in it. And then we begin having cancers. Our women cannot conceive anymore. And then the water is polluted. Those people, they don't live here. They live in a nice mansion. They don't mind what happened to you. The small money they give you, my brother, cannot even take you from here to Accra for medicine. And cancer, there is no cure for it anyway. So we need to put prohibitions in this country that you can never bury anything under the land. It has to be very clear. That's how we protect our water sources. That's how we protect our own bodies.
I see. Nice one. But who is leasing farmland, and how do you stop them?
Well, we are appealing to individual landowners. We are appealing to every Ghanaian. If you have your land, it is your land. We cannot bring you to court for leasing your land. But we have this obligation to the community because we have been blessed to know things far ahead. And the Africa Faith and Justice members who are here, they are not paid to do this, but they said we want to tell this story, our story, so that it can be a lesson to any other person in the community, to every Ghanaian who is still living and owns land and who is at risk of this. Okay. So that's the message.
All right. Honorable, Abo Oponu, Meraku Glonyadenami. The Anyimbanya, Epoduvo, ya, but Oga Bronya Bubu, and Mejibe Dagronamia Penasala.
Yo, Akbe, Abe, Dodo, Vivi, came ye called Dare, Mia domain. Mia Petare Junyabe, Maga Jordan Mabubu, Jew. Nenyabe, Egalajo, Crachede, Mia Dimon Popo, Kemia call Akbotane, Lusube, Egbe. Ajore miaji maideji ajore mia viogio ala bana mi kemi le popo fi fene nyem mecho da nwe abeleke mia fo gledongo hike me amedengo le hike me kenyemi wa abrochi towen obo su lengo 50 years ahead na egbe etalo do wodan abeleke oglene nenyebe Japan atu vide kalo anigba vide kwela osi o janyi ba plere Africa na yabe susuru la osita na nyabe Arabs ameke onye yo desert jiole o janyi ba plere Africa susuru la osita na yabe Chinese wa jole obo China nyigbaji ava Africa ano nyigba hai na netai miapa nyigba miapa agbe anya miapa slogan tami le kuku de na mesia mebe abena da sila nyigba de wana merede nya dodo ekeweleme ala banana menya dodo no nya dodo anya yireji no nya teflin de tebe ye sign kwa de gavi ke okona ota generation alo jijimewe opete wa ble ala bana 1 wanya mi la nyigba ji 2 eni ke wa ble mi de henya dodo ke mi am ye die maga ifimi ade agbleche egakpo monu che edo pakple wona vovo na ke chi ple tomi topete mi pola nyigba ji opete enu vai kuna be beble aga gbovare ji wu eleke mi susu vo egachen eke wa kono amenye ngbogboro de kwanya beleke mi gblene ne wa ho hectare de ka ekenye agoti ame avec plafan ana o 20 cedis ne dépend 20 cedis e pedeka kaka pe bla sieke voisieke alo bla ton enye nu sesen enya be promi de kruvi nyenye peme le mo vovoji tami avec gba de ku de kwenye be mi alebena mi apa anyisi de mi apa nyigba una ye on to mi yo chon kono multinationals ameke gagan la aussi wa hwanyigba 70,000 hectares menye chule fi ko de keje bi penyan mi la kuku de be mi ala nkudam la bana ne mi la sra nyigba nkwa mi apa gba mi la sidele mi ga zure kuluvi na mo vovo jina mi atoyo vuawe.
Okay, mi dogo de some communities le wanaya me nu kami po alo vide kami po le mi ape gododo le communities kala me
vidie ya sogbo mi de teparo en ame do o dibe yo gblona mi be mi ezu yo pe lord alo yo be delawe ala bra nu ke le ji le yo boy na de we mesanya le we anyi yo gere chochnom libo me ayata edo na mi yi no gbo mi ba ponu na du kopete abele kama gbele dongo mi dogo fi anyon opete la Volta Region mi echomi echogen echomi ba conference Ghana again eke mi apa gologuero o le dububu me igbe Senegal Mali la Côte d'Ivoire ava conference mi kele fimi nyaaya elle vide allegbegbe ala bana yi bro mi le multinationals va vaji ko le gbesi agbe nchomi de do mabin o ba kwa nyigba 3010 hectares le do mabin mi do fimi o ba mi ezu de la na yowe ta mi fi amon yowe na nyeba wa ba kwa kura chede do ike yo awode ya ko be enye partnership type e ka defi na yo ta enya gbe ya le pede e ya megede we o le vide kpole me mi ga gbolo ha be na na bia kika we mi le mi apa na maro ko dare ya megbe na mi anya ko mi anya le ke mi akpere nwe
yo akpena Honorable George Dake akpe all right, so I was asking Honorable about you meeting the various communities, what really you've achieved from you meeting the various communities. That's what he was explaining. Yeah.
Yes, we have been able to achieve a lot of things, particularly the agreement that this message is relevant. Everywhere we have gone, people has thanked us and said, thank you for enlightening us. Thank you for investing in this. And no one has ever challenged this message because there is nothing we are gaining out of it, but we want to keep our Africa, we want to keep our land because our land is our life.
Okay. All right. So for how long are you going to continue with this campaign? How long?
For as long as we have the possibility to speak, we will speak. So if for some reason they shut my mouth, somebody else is going to do, because we are committed. We were we had held this conference in Kenya. We had 113 organizations from Africa, Europe, Asia come together to form this network of organizations that is going to hit head on this issue of land grabbing, which is affecting many communities across Africa. And we are very committed more than ever before to go about this issue and find a solution to it.
And in Ghana here, have you have any discussion with the government? We have the various ministries, for example, Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development and other ministries. Are you able to have some contact with them?
The platform that invited us for the conference in Accra had invited.
We also have the Lands Commission.
Yes,
the Lands Commission. Yeah.
Yes, they invited the leaders, but they did not show up. But as we continue to bring this message, they will get the news, and definitely we will continue to engage them and get their attention. As my brother said, ECOWAS, the West African countries, are concerned about this. So the civil society groups, religious communities are coming together in a caravan this month from Accra, Mali, Burkina Faso, Senegal. And these civil society members are trying to call the attention of farmers and their officials to this question of land, because we need this land because it is our life.
93.3, 20 minutes after 5 p.m. This is On Your Drive. And today, as I said, we have some guests from Africa Faith and Justice Network, that's AFJN. And I have in the house Bahati Jakes, who is from USA, that's Washington, D.C. We have Honorable George Sakudake, a member in Ghana here, Mr. Anthony Mawena from ECASARD. Then we have also Nana Danhoso, member. Then Ochami Atumi, member. Then Nana Koura Odamba Tidibo the second, who is a paramount chief of Ntrobo traditional area, and a member and also a patron for this network. So the lines will be open now, will be active now. You can call us 0500191747, 0500191747. My name is AGT Man. All right, so let's pick your calls. I think you just take notice. We'll just pick them in bulk, then you answer them. So as the questions come in, you just put them down. Then we'll give you the time to answer them. So let's see, producer. Let's see if you can get some 5 or 6 because of the time. Well, but please, if you call, mention your name and where you are calling from, and make it very snappy for us because of time. Start time if you feel like 0500191747. Anyingba nyagbro leke mi da si de anyingba amuwa vako eka gbogbo de ko mi akona prega vide ko evo onya vakpo nuka abusia pediko evo ta jagba na yo mi feel like 0500191747, 0500191747 is the line to call. We still have them in the house. Let's just pick some 5 or 6 calls so that they will answer because our time is catching up with us. All right. But before we get the calls coming, Bahati, maybe if you have any other thing to talk about before we pick the calls as we wait for the calls, actually.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. I want really to emphasize the very fact that Ghana as a country has not increased in size, and it will not increase in size. So there is no more land.
Okay, we have a caller online. Let's see. Hello? 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 Okay, sorry about that. Do we have someone online? Okay, not yet. Okay, yeah.
So I was saying that the land is what it is, and we are aware that we are growing in numbers, and the land still the same. It doesn't increase. So we need to be mindful of this resource that we have. And people are, when they are making these deals, they don't know that also there are value in what is under the land. So there is so much to consider, and we are not saying that we are discouraging investment, but this investment has to be responsible. Your land is what you bring to the table. It can be your share into the company that is investing, so that over the years, when they collect these millions of dollars, you should have a share of that. There is nothing wrong about that. So make sure that you claim your share at the table.
Okay. Hello? 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 Okay. Keep trying. Hello? Hello? All right, so you can call us back on 0500191747, 0500191747. Okay, all right, yeah.
So we encourage people to make sure you read the documents, particularly have somebody who is an expert in this matter to read your document. And the expert does not mean that the expert cannot cheat you also, because there are people who are in it for themselves. So they cut the deals because they have been promised something. So have a trusted expert to represent you at the table if you want to bank your land for investment.
Okay, all right. Let's see if we can pick this caller. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
This is Gideon calling from Blaver.
Your name is?
Gideon from Blaver.
Gideon from Blaver. Thanks so much. Okay.
Yeah. I'm very much grateful for your panelists for the discussion. Actually, this is a new form of colonialism called neo-colonialism said by Nkrumah. In fact, they are doing a very great job, so I expect them to go all around Africa, in particularly Ghana, so that this kind of colonialism will not affect us. we are hearing from them.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Thank you too for calling Gideon from Blave. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Novika Kaji. Yeah, who is on the line?
Yeah, Steven.
Steven. Chofika.
I'm Fredda.
Yo, for Steven, Miss Open Calls here.
And programming. Albe, Nidakene, Amekole, and Medellin. And Medellin, the Kugan, maybe I know. Ne, what very district, Alabama, Yamoma, and yourself. A few SSPs only. For educate and you. Alabama, the Manamania. I'm not going to get a trap alone. I got the Union. I don't know the education is now.
Okay.
It was there at while after both.
Okay. Akpe now, Akpe. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I'm Okalaho from Pando.
Okalaho?
That's right.
Yeah, we so.
Yeah. Don't our friends think that the same situation which they are serving as consultants are organized by the government. But in this case of the government consultants will not go around. They are only stick in Accra. Therefore, people do not understand and they go into their own contracts. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Thank you, too. I hope it's well understood. Yes. Hello? Do you have a caller? All right. Okay. So, okay, let's pick this caller. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Madaku miano kale kaji fikare yocho. You akpe.
Abale ame banto opulere. Ya tibe no di kaide kofu me. To take omele nane ke gomesi o kola ni ba tira na mo. Adra ni bana keke yevu ha. Ya de kukube no ba education le kofu me ha na milo.
Okay. Yo, Akpena Miano, Akpena, Akpebe Yomi. Do you have a caller online? Okay, our time is gone. But so it's all about commendation that you should go all out and do the education more, get to the various villages and talk to the people. I think people are just commending you for what you are doing now.
Thank you.
All right. So our time is about. Let me take your final words. Main starting free Nana Tamaso say yanko nanso yentio maybe asema woma omanfo nyina ansa na muako.
Yo midi sa kwanya yi da atiefo ase se watie ne yebekei na won so afre da yase wadwumade ayedi na mesa sisu say African Faith and Justice Network no wabese wabeboa yen agye yen na titru yesa wasem bia etise yesi land banking ebi beji asase no to saa e wi refi nti won ewo nkonso no omomba na omkaikai sasase ya obi abeji ato no won ba na hwe nkrata no na hwe nkrata no na ontimi emfa kwan bia so wode beji a won hu ye yedi numbers beto dwa na so mfrɛ ya yebedi wachi na so afrɛfo a wo frɛ nso so mo hu won ahemia no a emti ya chia won ewo ebi mu agi nsɛm no nti won defa won so a won frɛ ya won so bɛka yen na ya boa wo
yo
me da won ase
yeah senior man Tony.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We're so grateful for this opportunity, giving us the platform to be able to speak to our colleagues out there. What I just want to add to what my daddy had just said is that we're not preventing giving out lands, but our elders should sit down, set up a committee if possible, so that they go into these issues very critically before they sign. Because when we give out our lands, then we are jeopardizing the lives of our children, our tomorrow's children. They are Ghana. Okay? Our children are Ghana. We will not be there tomorrow. But we are trying to do this so that we can safeguard their lives. Not forgetting also that I'll take the opportunity to plead to every community that has a school feeding program that they should take it upon themselves that it belongs to them. it is not for anybody. So they should as well try to support the caterers or support the schools by way of trading with them in the community.
You mean the farmers?
The farmers.
Okay.
They should trade with the farmers within the community so that our children don't eat poisoned food. Okay? They said they should eat nutritious food, but then healthy. But we'll go and buy okra from outside. When we can plant okra in the community, then we can all see that they are clean and fair. So we'll plead, I'll take the opportunity to plead to the elders as well, the chiefs, that they should at least give some lands also to the schools to support them in farming. Then they can support the feeding program and safeguard Mother Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Dake will come in before Bahati concludes here.
Akpe, nyanya onya kwere kwenye be. Mi dakpe na ameyo semia pegbe. Enu yimi ba gboro le fi mi abedo do nya be wase wakowodo. New advice na mi apa youths we chenye be anyigba anya mi apa kesino nu ganto keke ake. Ye ne kesino la mesi do wele abene. Ta mi ato wa nya be anyigba la do hwe le deviosi wa wondo aglene a chope viewe. Menya mi ato de ko to onyo. We borrowed land from our children. Therefore, we should use it and leave it for the children. We shouldn't take it that it is for us and we'll give it out for infinity. And aside that, mia view chere de view chain, get the mega dibio throw it anigba agbo. Anigba nya pekes no ganto. On throw it anigba agbo. What di no so they should learn. What so no like what develop anigba kemi what trova anigba agbo. Nigba vide gan lesi millions of dollars. I me tank pocho anigba me. Eta you voir le plein do. La broma ta on nekera ya me wanyo. Anigba ji ko onu si anoda. Tamia pop pepe nyenye.
Akpena Honorable Bahati, so you end it for us.
Thank you.
1 minute.
Thank you for the opportunity once again. I want to thank our sponsors. As I said before, these are people of faith who are investing in this campaign, particularly the Oblate Sharing Fund, USA. This is a community of priests who have sponsored us to come here, and the Presbyterian Church Hunger Program in the U.S. who are concerned about this issue. But for us, for the Ghanaian population, know that this land is very precious. You can use it in a very responsible ways, and you can prosper on it. But remember, many people have been displaced. Even in the case of Brenuasi, there are people who were displaced from this and they don't know where to go. They were given just a little money, and we don't want that to happen to you.
All right, your contact numbers, if you can give them out.
So that if anybody wants to contact us, they can talk to Nana Tidibo, the Paramount Chief of Trubo Traditional Area, and his number is 024 0044700 744. Why don't you say your own number?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, then go ahead. Nana, I want to say about my
024 00 44 744.
Okay.
And
then Honorable Dake.
Mine is 024 333 8753.
8753.
Yeah.
That's Honorable Dake.
Yes. And they can reach me via email.
Okay.
And my email is Bahati. B like in boy, A, H, A, T like in Tom, I, at A, F like in French, J like in James, N.org. If you send me email right there, I will be happy to reply to you.
Okay, so Bahati at afjn.org.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, so that's his email. You can reach him through that email too. So on behalf of our listeners out there, let me thank you so much for coming to educate us on this issue. Land is very important thing, as I said, it's our life, and we can't do anything without land. So thanks so much to you once again, Mr. Bahati Jakes from Washington DC in the USA. Thanks so much to Honorable George Saku Dake, a member of AFJN here in Ghana. Mr. Anthony Mawena from ECASARD. Okay, ECASARD. And then we also have Nana Danhoso, AFJN Ghana. Ochami Atumi, AFJN Ghana. Then our big father Nana Kura Odamba Tidibo, the second paramount chief of Ntrobo traditional area, a member and also a patron of the network. That's African Faith and Justice Network. Thanks so much for coming. Wish you all the best in this your endeavor as you educate the public or the nation about leasing of lands and all that. God bless you and keep on doing the good works.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay.
Are you ready, Ghana?